So, good morning, class. This is Suraj Singh, your physics teacher. Today, I am going to start your new chapter, Human Eye and Colorful World. So, in the beginning of chapter, we will study the working and the construction of human eye, which is very interesting because it is related to our body. Then after studying the working and construction of human eye, we will study the defects in human eye and how we can cure these defects. Okay, so this is nothing but just the application of the convex lens and concave lens. After this, we shall study the dispersion of light by glass prism, rainbow formation, atmospheric refraction, and at last scattering of light, the reason for the blue color of sky. Okay, so let us begin with the construction of human eye.
So this is human eye and colorful world. This is the front view of our eye. So the colorful part is iris and the black part, which is entrance for light, is our pupil. The white part is eyeball. Okay, so let us see the cross-sectional view of the human eye. Okay, so this is the cross-sectional view of the human eye. Okay, so we will first learn how many terms are used in human eye. So the first term is sclera. So this is sclera, the outermost part. The outermost part of the human eye is sclera. Clear? The second is choroid. So beneath sclera there is a layer called choroid. Okay. Next is retina. So beneath choroid there is a layer which is called retina. So this is a layer called retina. Next is cornea. So cornea is the outermost part of the human eye. So front outermost part is cornea. Clear? Iris. So the colorful part in our eye is iris. Okay. Next is pupil. Pupil is in between the iris. So between iris there is a hole, or we can say entrance for light, which is called pupil. So this hole is called pupil. Next is lens. There is a crystalline lens in our eyes. So this is lens. Ciliary muscles. So these are ciliary muscles which hold the lens in its place. Next is aqueous humor. Aqueous humor is a waterish liquid between the lens and the cornea. Okay, so between lens and cornea we have some liquid which is called aqueous humor. We will see how they work. Okay. Next is vitreous humor. Vitreous humor. This is vitreous humor. This is gelatin like like liquid inside the eyeball, which is called vitreous humor. Next is optic nerve. So these nerves you can see coming from the retina. Okay, so these nerves are called optic nerves. Clear? So these are the terms used in our eyes. So let us study it one by one. So this is eye. The first part is sclera. Okay, what is the sclera? Sclera is the opaque, fibrous, tough protective outer layer of the eye, or we can say the white part of our eye. So the white part in our eye, or you see the white part in your eye, is sclera. Okay. So what is the work of sclera? It is the protective layer. So it gives protection to the eyes. Okay. Next is choroid. So choroid is a vascular central layer of the eye lying between the retina and sclera. So between retina, this red part is retina, between retina and sclera there is choroid, and which is vascular, or we can say major blood vessels. Okay, so what is the function of this choroid? So its function is to provide nourishment to the outer layer of the retina through blood vessels. Okay, so in choroid there are many blood vessels which give nutrition to the retina. Okay, so who give nutrition to the retina? It is choroid. Next is retina. So retina is a thin layer of light sensitive tissues. So there are so many light sensitive tissues, or we can say photoreceptor cells. It works as a screen where image is formed. So retina is just a screen, okay, where image is formed. Clear? So this is lens. So we know that by refraction a image is formed on the screen. Clear? So the screen is retina for our eyes. So what is the work of retina? Its work is to convert light into electrical impulse. So light energy which is falling on the retina is converted into the electrical impulses. Clear? So retina converts the light energy into electrical energy. Clear? So there are two photoreceptor cells in the retina. So one is rods which is responsible for intensity, and another one is cones which is responsible for color. So cones identify the color, okay, whereas the rods identify the intensity of the light. Clear? Next part is cornea. So the outermost transparent part is cornea. So cornea, it is the clear transparent front part of the eye that covers the iris, pupil and anterior chamber, provides most of the eye's optical power. So this provides the power. Optical power means light is refracted. Most of the light is refracted through cornea. So we know that there is only one entrance, which is pupil, but it is too small, but we can see the large area. Okay, how? Because cornea refracts the most of the light towards the pupil. Okay, so what is its work? The function of cornea is to let light rays enter the eye and converts the light rays. Okay, so when light falls over the cornea, it refracts the lights towards the pupil. Next is iris. So iris is the pigmented tissue lying behind the cornea that gives color to the eyes. So iris gives color to the eye, but its function is not only to give the color to the eyes, but its work is to control the amount of light entering the eyes by varying the size of the papillary opening. So iris controls the size of pupil. Okay, so the iris controls the size of pupil. So why its size is controlled? There is a question. Okay, so the size of the pupil is controlled because whenever there is large intensity of light is coming or is incident on the eye, okay, so if large amount of light is coming and large amount of light is refracted through this lens, so the retina may be damaged. Okay, so to prevent it, the size of the pupil is controlled by iris. So what is the work of iris? Iris controls the size of the pupil so that the amount of light is controlled. Okay, so if there is so much light, so the size of pupil is small, and if there is low light, then the size of pupil is increased. Clear? Next is pupil. Pupil is a variable sized black color circular opening in the center of the iris that regulates the amount of light enters the eye. So it regulates the amount of light. Okay, the size of pupil is regulated by the iris. Pupil is just the hollow part, hollow opening. Okay, so who controls the size of pupil? Answer is iris controls the size of the pupil. Okay, so why the size of pupil is controlled? Because the variable intensity of the light, because light can be high or low. Clear? So we have two pupil. So one is constricted and one is dilated. Constricted means whenever we go in the dark, so there is low light, so the pupil is constricted, means the pupil is enlarged. If we are in low light area, so this size of the pupil is enlarged because more light can be entered through the eye. So whenever we go in the dark, so there is very less light, so the size of this pupil is enlarged. Why? So that the most of the light can go through the pupil inside the eye. Okay, so whenever we are in bright place, so whenever you go outside the room and if it is bright, so our pupil is dilated. Why it is dilated? Because there are too much light which can damage the retina. Okay, so the size of this iris is dilated so that the less amount of light is passed. Okay, so there is an animation, let's see. So here you can see the iris is dilated. Okay, you can see it again. Okay, so next is lens. So lens is the natural lens of the eye, which is crystalline lens. So crystalline lens means there is a regular arrangement of the protein molecule. Okay, so there is a regular arrangement of the protein molecule. This is called crystalline lens. Okay, which is transparent and biconvex. Biconvex means this is convex lens. Okay, so what is the work of this lens? So it helps bringing rays of light to focus the retina. Okay, focus on the retina means whichever light is fall on the lens is converged into a point or screen which is called retina. Clear? So it helps the image it helps in image formation. Okay, it helps in image formation. So I have already told that most of light is converged by cornea, but when it is strike to the lens, it forms the image on the retina. Okay, clear? So next is ciliary muscles. So what is the work of these ciliary muscles? First, the work is to hold the lens. Okay, so it holds the lens and it can change the shape of the lens. Okay, shape of the lens means it can change the focus, or we can say curvature of the lens. Clear? So ciliary muscles can change the size and shape of the lens. Clear? So that it can form image on the retina. So why it changes the shape of the lens? Because we see the object around us are not at the constant position. Okay, they all are not at the same position. Suppose one object is here and another object is here, and both the image of this object we want the image be in retina. So we have to change the focal length. So to form the image which is near to the lens and which is far to the lens, we have to change the focal length of the lens. So these the focal length of the lens is changed by the ciliary muscles. Okay, next is aqueous humor. So between lens and cornea there is a waterish liquid which is called aqueous humor. Okay, so this is aqueous humor. What is the work of this aqueous humor? So the eye receives oxygen through the aqueous humor. Okay, so eye receives oxygen through the aqueous humor from the atmosphere. Okay, so what is the work? Its function is to nourish the cornea, iris and lens. Okay, so it gives nutrients to lens, iris and cornea. Clear? Also maintains the shape of the eye and cornea, or it helps to maintain the shape of cornea. Okay, so this is the work of the aqueous humor. It gives nutrients to the cornea, iris and lens, and it also helps in maintaining the shape of the cornea. Clear? Now next is vitreous humor. So this is vitreous humor. So vitreous humor is in between a lens and retina. So between lens and retina there is jelly like fluid which is called vitreous humor. It should be the transparent so that light can pass through easily. Okay, so now the vitreous humor, you can read the definition from here. Okay, so what is the work of this vitreous humor? So its work is to maintain the shape of the retina. So the shape of retina should be maintained so that image can formed at a particular place. Otherwise, if the shape of retina is not proper, so we cannot obtain any image. Okay, so we cannot see anything. Okay, so the vitreous tumors maintain the shape of the retina. It has to be there because otherwise I will collapse. Okay, retina will distort or distorted. Next is optic nerve. I have already told that in retina there are photoreceptor cells which convert light energy into electrical energy, and these electrical energies are carried, these electrical impulses are carried out by the optic nerve to the brain. Okay, so the optic nerve is the largest sensory nerve of the eye. What is its work? Its work is to carry impulse for the sight of the retina to the brain. Clear? So all the electrical impulses are carried out by the optic nerve to the brain. Then brain interprets those signals, and then we see the image. Now let us see the working of the human eye. Okay, how it works. So this is our eye. So first is light coming from the source first strike to the cornea. So this is light, okay, coming from different position strikes at the cornea. So what is the work of cornea? It refracts the lights toward the pupil. Okay, so cornea refracts the lights towards the pupil through aqueous humor. Okay, so this is how the light is converged through the to the pupil, so that it enters to the eye. Because if it will enter here, the iris will block the rays. Okay, so that's how it is refracted. Now depending on the intensity of light, the size of pupil is adjusted. Okay, I have already told that iris adjust the size of pupil depending on the incoming intensity. If it is bright, then this hole will be smaller. If it is dark, then the size will be broader, or we can say larger, so that more the light can come through the hole. Okay, so next is light coming through the pupil strike the lens. Here ciliary muscles adjust the curvature or focus of the lens so that image is formed on the retina. Here the ciliary muscles adjust the lens such a way so that its image is formed at a retina. Okay, like this. So this focal length adjusted so that its image is formed at retina. Okay, next, through the aqueous humor, light strike the retina where the photoreceptor cells, we already know, rods and cone, identify the light, and the photoelectrochemical reaction happen. What is photoelectrochemical reactions? Means photo means these photons, means light. Electro means there are electrical signals which are generated through the chemical process. So there is some chemical process which converts the light signal into electrical signals. Okay, so those chemical processes which converts light signal into electrical signals are called photoelectrochemical reactions. So this happens in the retina. Okay, so the photoelectrochemical reactions, electrical impulses is generated, which then carries out by the optical nerves to the brain. So there some electrical signals are generated, and those electrical signals are carried out by the optic nerves to the brain, and then brain interprets those signals and convert them into images. Okay, so this is how we see the world around us. This is how we see the world around us. So the ciliary muscles adjust the focal length depending on the position of the object, and this adjustment of focal length by the ciliary muscles is called power of accommodation. I have already told that. Okay, so let us see, suppose this is an object and the light is coming from object. So light is falling in this much broader area, but this light can go through this tiny hole. So here the cornea helps the light to refract. So most of the light is refracted towards the pupil like this. Okay, so most of the light is refracted towards the pupil, and then it strikes to the lens, and lens then reconverts this light and forms an image on the retina. So this is how image is formed. Clear? So there is a 3D animation of the human eye. So this is our brain, and this is our eyes. So these are connecting muscles which hold the eyeball. Clear? So in eyeball you can clearly see this is iris and this is pupil. These are the connecting muscles or holding muscles, we can say. So this is the three-dimensional view of the eyeball. Okay, this colorful part is iris, this hole is pupil. Okay, so these terms you have to keep in your mind. Okay, so the outermost surface is sclera, then choroid, and then retina. So there is vitreous humor inside the eyeball. Okay, so this is white part is eyeball, and we can see it is sclera. These are connecting muscles. Okay, so if we see the detailed view of the eye, so the first is cornea, which is transparent, and it should be transparent. Okay, so after light refracts through the retina, it goes to iris or pupil. So iris is colorful part. So in between iris there is an opening, and we can say this is pupil. Okay, from which light enters and hit the lens. So there this is the vitreous region, or we can say there is vitreous humor, and this black part, or this is not actually black, this is transparent. So this is aqueous humor. Okay, and this is vitreous humor. So this part is aqueous humor here and here, and this part is vitreous humor. I have already told the working. Okay, so these are ciliary muscles which hold the lens. This is lens. So these are ciliary muscles, and which can change the shape or focal length of the lens. Okay, so when light enters the eye, so depending on the position of the object and intensity of the object, so first intensity of the object, the pupil size of pupil is adjusted, and then depending on the position of object, this focal length is adjusted, so that the image is formed at the retina. Okay, so image is formed at retina, then a photoelectrochemical reaction take place, electrical signal is generated, and those electrical signal is passed through the optic nerve to the brain. Brain interprets the image, and that's how we see the image. Clear? So this is how our eye works. Clear?
So class, I think you have understood the working and the construction of human eye. So in next lecture, we will study the defects in human eye. So there are 3 defects, myopia, hypermetropia and presbyopia. So this we will study in our next lecture. Okay. So this is it for today. Thank you class.